All right, so for working with the oil pastel, we want to also create a value scale. And one of the ways that color can change is it can change from light to dark and vice versa. All right, so pick one of your values, and I'm going to use white. And again, I want to make sure that it's kind of clean on the end there, so I'm just going to use a piece of paper and kind of clean my pastel off. Try to get that extra color off of there. And then I'm just going to start by creating the light side just by laying down a bunch of white. All right, I'm going to go pretty solid with it up here and then gradually lighten the pressure. I know you can't see much there, but then I'm going to lighten the pressure. All right, so here in the middle or towards this end a little bit, I'm going to kind of put the pure hue down and I'm going to go pretty hard, pretty solid blue. And take it all the way down to this end of the value scale. And what I'm going to try to do is get a nice gradation of value. All right. Gradation kind of means a gradual change from light to dark in this case, or from one color to another. And it's a really useful skill. It is evident when you see round objects that have a light cast on it. What happens is the light gradually wraps around and goes from light to dark. All right, so things like a ball or a face like the cheek. All right, so now I'm putting just kind of like light pressure right here. All right, and then I'm going to use my fancy dancy blender tool that I created. All right, and first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this nice and solid blue. So this is a great skill to have, and when you can learn to master it in your different types of art media, it's a wonderful thing. All right, so then I'm just going to go light pressure right here, not pressing down too hard, and just going to kind of go back and forth lightly to kind of mix and blend it. A gradual change, so I want to see a slow transition, not a really sharp transition. And you can also kind of play around with texture with this. So you can see I'm just going light, light, light. And at the very end here, it should be, totally just white. Here you're even seeing some of the white of the paper coming through. So it could be kind of like this sort of rough texture. Or if I really want to blend it out and smooth it out, I'll just, might even want to do a circular motion. Just depends on kind of like the texture that you're looking for. If you want it super smooth, I'm just going to, do more like this and just blend more pressure, just back and forth, back and forth. Ooh, man, I got a whole bunch of blue right there. All right, the other thing I can do is, it's a fairly smooth transition. It's a little splotchy in some spots. The other thing too I can do is come back over with the white and just kind of hatch it in there as well. And you can kind of see that change or that difference. So play around with this. It is really fun to work with. That's kind of a fun texture, but again, maybe I want something even smoother, more transitional. Then I'm just going to take some of that white and sort of blend it in. But this media does have a really nice kind of like feathery, really cool texture to it. All right, now I want to try to just make the blue even darker. So I'm going to take another dark color, which is purple. And I'm just going to add that onto it so that the light to dark has even a greater range. So I love putting purple in my darks. And then maybe I'll just kind of like take some of that and mix and blend. All right, and then I've got this really nice sort of really light all the way down to the dark. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to do a complementary color mix. And complementary color mixes are great for changing the intensity. Oh, I totally spelled that wrong. Complementary, sorry. Complementary. All right, so the complementary color scheme is taking colors that are across each other from the color wheel. So yellow and purple, blue, the complement is orange, and green, red and green, the complements there. All right. So when I mix two complementary colors together, what's happening is I'm going to, when the two complements are next to each other, their intensity appears really strong, but then when you mix the two together, they kind of neutralize each other out. So again, I'm going to work with yellow. Let me clean my yellow off so I don't have all those other colors mixed in there. All right, so I'm just going to put my yellow down on this side. And I'm going to go pretty hard and make the color as intense as I possibly can. All right, so just pure yellow. And then I'm going to lighten up the pressure here. And then I'm going to mix it, you know, with purple. All right, in the center. And basically just figure out, you know, what's going to happen when these colors sort of mix and mingle with each other. All right, so pure hue. And you can see the purple really makes that yellow look very bright. And same thing with the yellow. Being next to the yellow, it makes it look super bright. All right, so I'm going to go really solid here. Again, don't want to see any white of the paper there. And now I'm just going to lighten the pressure here. So when I do that color mixing, it's going to be a little more gradual. That picked up a little too much right there. So I'm just going to scratch some of that off. All right, and then I'm going to take my blender again and just start, I'm just going to blend it down here to kind of smooth and even out the texture and the color that's in here. Oops, I probably should have done the yellow side first. Oh well. All right, and then I'm just gradually going to pick up some of the yellow and that purple and mix it together, and you can see they're kind of neutralizing each other out. And I'm getting this kind of like really nice sort of brown color, which is sort of nice. All right, so again, technique, you can swirl it around, you know, figure out how you want to mix and blend. All right, now I'm just going to try to push more purple up here so I get a more gradual transition. I'm going to go ahead and clean this paper up. Sorry, I'm going to unwrap it here. And just want to work with some of that yellow, so get a clean spot on the paper. And here I still am seeing some of the yellow paper coming, the white of the paper. So again, I'm just going to bring some of this yellow back and then just go back and forth here a little bit. See what happens. Again, since this is the light color, I'm going to take this light color here and just sort of bring the yellow back on top. And just see kind of like what happens. All right, and that's just, you know, a little bit about oil pastel. So have fun with it.